Sports Bros podcast with CC and Keith, where we talk about sports and everything in between. CC's got the jokes, Keith's got the stats. Hit the play button. It's time for the show. Get ready to dive deep into the sports entertainment world. The Sports Bros podcast where the fun never stops. Join CC and Keith as they race for the top. Discussing games and stats, it's time to play. The Sports Bros podcast, we're here to stay. Three-pointers, they cover it all. Luca's favorite podcast 45 is on the call, saying it tremendous for America's wall. Luke Bryan chiming in saying, hey y'all. Chip thunderstorms, epic tornado fall. Tommy Locke picking spreads as he makes his call. Jerry's on the show to confuse us all. Jason Statham bringing new meaning to fear. Just see the body doing his best.
Contains coarse language and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised.
And now it's time for the Sports Brawl. Without any further ado, here are your hosts, CC and Keith.
Welcome everybody to another exciting edition of the Sports Bros, the #1 sports podcast in Rendon, #2 in Louisville, always #1 in your hearts. I am, of course, your host, the unofficial official mayor of Rendon and the 2023 fantasy football champion. My name is CC. Always alongside with me is my buddy. He is the Matthew McConaughey of Lake Louisville and the Kenny Rogers of sports betting. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show my buddy Keith. And Keith.
All right.
All right. We have an exciting show to get to today, but of course we're going to be talking about some college football that are already starting, and later on today, and plus the NFL. We got a new president. We'll get
That's right.
that as well. That's right.
That's right. I'm telling you. I already know. I know. This time
but
it
of
was
course,
finally not rigged.
But of course, if you guys would like to donate to the show, right there down below, the Cash App is the Sports Bros. Any donation would be great because we love entertaining you guys, but I also like to get something out of it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. How was your week?
I mean, it was a week, all right. I'll tell you that much. It was a week. We spoke. Been a rough one. But don't worry though, we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna grab it right by the pussy and make it great again.
It was perfect.
Right by.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to that in just a second. But first, let's get into some college football, shall we?
We shall.
Here we go. And we are off and running for some college football going on right now. You got scores popped up there?
I do.
All right, so let's start off with Miami and Georgia Tech going into this game. Miami is they are favored by 10.5 over under 60.5, I believe it was.
Yep.
What's the score on it right now as we speak?
Currently, Miami's up 10-7 with Georgia Tech has the ball on about the 4-yard line of Miami. So they might hang around in this game.
They might hang around. I don't know. Well, remember the game last year where Miami had it in the bag and then they decided to run the ball with like 20 seconds left, and then they fumbled.
Yep.
And then Georgia Tech got the ball back, and then it was just madness. And they end up winning that game, pretty much kicking Miami out of the playoff last year.
Yeah, that was costly, bro. That was
Do we see that again this year, you think?
I don't know, man. Honestly, there's some teams when they line up and they play each other, no matter how shitty that record is, some reason they play up when they play these teams. Georgia Tech against Miami is one of those rivalries outside the division type rivalry. You know what I mean? Like they just I don't know, they just fucking hate each other. So, I mean, if you asked me prior to the game starting, I would have said, yeah, Miami's going to roll. Looking at the score now, look, Georgia Tech, a lot of points. So I would take Georgia Tech in this game, obviously.
Also going on right now in Texas, we have the Florida Gators taking on number 5 Texas. Texas is favored going into this game, 21.5. The over/under is 48.5. We got an update on that score, Keith.
Currently, Texas is up 14-0, but Florida does have the ball on Texas' 8-yard line. So probably going to punch one in here in just a second. So, Texas, man, they got to continue to win. Got to continue to win, but that point spread is pretty high for a Florida team that, regardless of record, they're a decent.
Well, they are starting a redshirt freshman as their quarterback, so they may have a little factor with it.
Unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get from a redshirt freshman. Usually, it's going to be picks and reading defenses wrong, but right now they look okay. So I would take my horns. Yep.
Moving on, we got Purdue taking on number 3 Ohio State. Ohio State is favored going into this game, 37.5. Over under 53.5. Who do we have? What are we looking at on this one, Keith?
Currently, Ohio State's up 7-0 with the ball on Purdue's 27-yard line. So,
impressive game last week against Penn State.
What about it? I know I picked the right winner last week.
I know you did, but was that an impressive win in your eyes for Ohio State, or was that a typical Ohio State win?
I say the latter of the two. I think it was typical Ohio State, Penn State type game. Again, before the game kicked off, I told you, I just don't think Penn State has the offense to match with Ohio State or any of the teams, really. They're going to beat the teams they're supposed to beat, but when it comes to a head-to-head matchup against a top 10 type team, I don't look at Penn State to be the team to really go out and blow up the scoreboard. So I was leaning hard on Ohio State last week, and I'm glad I did because it covered pretty easily. And I just think it's your typical Penn State, Ohio State game.
Yeah.
Ohio State's always the better team.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to some other games that are going to be happening on later on. We got Iowa State. I almost said Ohio State again. Number 17, Iowa State will be taking on Kansas. Iowa State going into this game, only a 2.5 point favorite. Over under is 50.5. Remember, Iowa State lost last week against Texas Tech in a thriller. Is this boil over to this game against Kansas State?
Why is your picture still Texas Tech and Iowa State?
Let me move.
Oh, bro, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing?
So unprepared.
Yeah, Iowa State, that was a big letdown last week, I don't know if it was because Texas Tech has an offense that can score a lot of points because they always do, but the fact that they're only favored by 2.5 against Kansas is a little sketchy.
There we go.
Much better. You know what I say, bro? When Vegas has a line like that, you almost have to look at it and say, okay, something's not right here. Give me Kansas to hang around this game and potentially win it. They're not giving Iowa State any love, any credit. They're only 2.5 point favorites. Something's off. And when something's off, you go with the opposite of what you're thinking. I was thinking Iowa State. Now I'm definitely leaning on Kansas. Give me Kansas. Give me the Jayhawks to rout them, bro.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Not a lock of the week, though. Not a lock
of the week. Yeah.
No.
We should make a drive to Denton for this game because.
I wish.
Oh, wait. There's another one I messed up on.
Jeez, what is going on?
What am I doing? What is going on?
We're having some technical difficulties. It's just new. I'm telling you, it's the way the country is. It's been falling apart for a while now. So
yeah. Well, it's Army at North Texas.
Yeah, I mean,
not Air Force. Army is 5.5 point favorite. Over under 63.5. What do you have?
this is tough, you know, because I love Texas, but you know the rules. We do not go against the military. No way, no shape, no how, no sir. Give me Army
Mm-hmm.
to roll.
I like it. We should make the drive to Denton. What do you think?
I mean, I'm like 20 minutes away from there, so
Mhm.
it's a long drive for you, but I could probably walk there and get there before you get on this side of town. So
You would think. You would think. But
I walk really fast.
oh, okay.
I really
All
do.
right, moving on. We got Clemson taking on Virginia Tech. Clemson is a 5.5 point favorite, 53.5 over under. You having this one? Michael Vick, is he going to be playing?
I mean, Michael
Or
Vick
Marcus
versus
Vick?
Deshaun Watson. I don't
Or,
know, bro.
or
Trevor
is it
Lawrence.
Marcus Vick?
It's Marcus Vick. This is tough, bro. Like this is one of the harder games to pick this week.
I know it is really. It really is.
Of the games that are in the top 25, that if you had to pick one, this would be the one I'd stay away from it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Virginia Tech just because the points.
Woo!
You know, Clemson is the better team. Clemson should dominate this game. All signs point to it that they will, which is exactly why I'm taking Virginia Tech, bro. Like, I have this theory, and you understand it because we've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
When it looks too easy to pick, 99% of the time it goes the opposite, dude. Like it, I don't know how else to put it. I know it sounds crazy. Even when I'm making picks, like, and I'm selecting my teams, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you taking Virginia Tech over Clemson? Like, you know, Clemson's a better team. You got to stay true to it no matter how effed up it looks when you're making that pick. Give me Virginia Tech to win this game outright.
Wow.
Mhm.
Will that be but would that be the nail in the coffin for Dabo?
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think so. But then again, you know, these coaches get paid so much money, and, you know, they have a hard time just letting these guys walk away. Because, look, if Dabo was to get fired today, there's 15 of the teams that would be lining up to pick him up, you know?
Right.
So it's sometimes with these coaches, man, after they get a little bit complacent in certain organizations, certain like schools, it's time to move on. You know,
Yeah.
you saw it with Jimbo Fisher. You know, it was time for him to move on from FSU. Then he goes to A&M, and he's terrible. But what I'm saying is, there's always a
Bankrupt
market.
A&M.
There's always a market for these for these coaches out there, bro. There's always a market for them. So,
Well,
we're actually currently looking for a new head coach of the Dallas.
mhm. Next game, moving on. This is going to be a good one here.
Oh man,
Nope, not that one.
I know exactly. I know what this one is. God, dude, what did you prepare for this at all?
What am I doing? Oh, here we go. Maybe it's this one. I don't even know which one is which now.
This is
Okay.
so embarrassing.
Ole Miss will be taking on number 2 Georgia, number 2 versus number 16 in this one. Georgia's only favored by 2.5. Over under is 54.5.
I mean, look, heavy money coming in on Ole Miss, bro. I
Lane
know,
Kiffin, bro.
but this is another situation where Georgia. I mean, we can agree, right? Georgia is the better team of these two teams.
Well, I don't know. I don't know because the Georgia team that I saw last week when they barely squeaked over a victory against Florida,
Yeah,
it's a team that I don't really know what they are yet. I mean, yeah, they're a top 5 contender team, obviously, because they went into Austin, they smoked Texas, but then they turn around and barely win against a Florida team that's 4-4 in the SEC.
Yep.
I don't know what this Georgia team is, and they have a bit of a quarterback issue. I mean, they're the guy that they got in there now, his name is escaping my mind, but anyways, he threw some of the worst interceptions last week against Florida. That's the only reason why Florida stayed in that game, is because Georgia's quarterback was giving them pretty much the ball.
Yep.
So I don't know what Georgia team is going to show up in this one. Now, Ole Miss, on the other hand, they're a really good team. I mean, a really good team. Now, they did lose some games that they should have won, especially that Kentucky one not too long ago that they lost. But it's Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
He's he's enjoying the SEC now.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, he's loving it over there, and that he's got that program going. So, and it's at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I can go back and forth on this game. I wouldn't be one bit surprised if Ole Miss pulls out the upset, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Georgia squeaks out of there with a field goal victory.
So, looking at these two teams, there's a couple things I'm looking at. Okay, so you look at the history of Georgia. I mean, for the last 10 years, it may be longer, they're always one of the top teams.
Yeah.
So when you see a line like -2.5, to me, most people look at that and they think that's money, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Only 2.5? We watch a lot of football.
Mhm.
This season, this Georgia team, they may be ranked number 2 and they may be winning some games, but they are not the normal Georgia team. I agree with everything that you're saying. I don't know what I'm getting from them. I'm going to go Oppo today and tell you straight up, Ole Miss wins this game outright.
Outright.
Outright win this game. The 2.5 is there to trick people into taking it. Now, with all that being said, would I be shocked if Georgia somehow comes out and just rolls Ole Miss? No, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But I think this is setting up for Vegas to trick people into taking Georgia today because the line is so low. That's why I'm going Oppo. Wouldn't be surprised either way, though. So give me Ole Miss for the win today.
I like that logic, and like I said, I wouldn't be one bit surprised if for some reason Ole Miss does pull out the victory. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia goes in there and, like I said, wins it by a field goal or dominates.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just,
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of college football.
yeah, it's so much harder to pick than the NFL, in my opinion, man.
Absolutely.
It's so much harder to pick because teams are. It's like a freaking roller coaster with some of these teams. Like, I don't know, but I think Ole Miss. I think they do it today.
The Michigan Wolverines will be taking on number 8 Indiana.
My
This
team,
is the
bro.
first time that Indiana is actually favored against Michigan in a very, very long time. Indiana is a 13.5 favorite. Over unders 49.5. Do those Hoosiers keep rolling, man?
Oh yeah, they do, bro. Indiana, bro. I'm telling you, one of the only teams remaining undefeated. Them and your Oregon Ducks, of course.
Quack, quack.
I think it's setting up for an Indiana Oregon championship, bro.
Oh,
I
jeez,
do.
would that be?
I could not say that for the life of me. Indiana Oregon national championship, bro. Nobody sees it coming.
Well, no,
Nobody really
yeah.
wants.
What if, I mean, it could happen even in the Big Ten championship. Who knows?
Yeah, true.
We could see it before the national championship game. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, man, Indiana is very much the surprising team this year, and you know we're rolling with them.
Yeah, I'm on board.
I'm on board with them as well. So,
It's
Hoosier up, man.
It's a little sketchy though, just being at 13.5 for today's game. I'd feel better about just taking the money line because I think they easily beat Michigan, but Michigan's just not that team this year, dude. So
No,
13.5, it seems like a lot, but they're really not very good this year. But you know, and I know, what if Michigan comes out, scores a touchdown to start this game? All of a sudden, you're a 20.5 point deficit. Like,
Yeah.
that's a hard spread to cover. So money line Indiana, but if you had to take it minus the points, take it. Take Indiana. They're gonna roll.
Next game on the slate, we got Colorado, number 21 Colorado. Yep, they squeak in the top 25. They are now number 21 against Texas Tech, who we talked about earlier. Had that huge win against Iowa State last week. Colorado is a 3.5 point favorite, over under 62.5. Yeah, I see you.
Thumbs up, baby.
I'm
Thumbs
telling
up.
you, man. I'm telling you, this Texas Tech team is they're going to play spoilers this year.
They scored.
And this is going to be, they had one last week against Iowa State, and I do believe that this is going to be another spoiler. I think they're going to handle up on Colorado tonight.
Man, I know it. You know, I'm just kind of just running back and looking at some of their games real quick. Starting back on the 7th of September, they lost that game to Washington State. Okay.
Mhm.
But after that, they scored 60, they scored 30, they scored 44, they scored 28, they scored 35, they scored 34, they scored 23. I mean, this team puts up points, dude.
Yeah.
And what does Colorado do, though? They got a pretty decent offense. They
Yeah.
really do, man. Just It's kind of looking at their wins. They're putting up 35 plus in every single game.
Yep.
So I really like the over on this game more than anything
Oh,
else.
I do too.
I like
I
the
do
over
too.
on this. I like it a lot, and I like the Guns up to potentially win this game. But again, I would not be surprised if Colorado pulls off the win.
Right.
I don't know that they even win it by more than a field goal. So I'm going to roll with Guns up today, man. Let's take Tech and ride with it.
Let's do it. I like it. All right. Next game. South Carolina Gamecocks taking on number 24 Vanderbilt, and they're not giving Vanderbilt much love because they're saying South Carolina is 3.5 point favorites. Over under is 45.5. Vanderbilt squeaking in the top 25 now, but they're facing a really good South Carolina Gamecocks team. I got to roll Vegas on this one, man. I love Vanderbilt. I love their passion, but you're talking about facing a top dog team here in South Carolina. But to their credit, they did. Vanderbilt has defeated Alabama, and they did make it close against Texas. So who knows? Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, last week I took South Carolina for the upset, and they did. They won. They did exactly like I thought they would.
Yep.
Emotional highs, man, for young kids, it plays a big role week to week for them. They had to get up for that game last week, and they came out and they played great, and they won that game. Vanderbilt has shown that they can beat ranked teams, man. They can beat ranked teams. This is going to be a great matchup. I mean, on paper, this lines up perfect for a hard-nosed, low-scoring, back-and-forth, beat-down type game, bro. Like, and as much as I want to roll with South Carolina again, I'm actually going to take Vandy in this game plus those 3.5 because I think it'll be that close. South Carolina may win, but it may only be by a field goal. So I'm taking that hook. Give me 3.5 for Vandy, man.
Okay. I like where you're going with that. I like it where you're going.
Thought into this.
Huh?
I said I put some thought into these picks.
Yeah. What was your record last week, by the way? You only missed like 3.
Yeah,
right? 2 or 3.
I think in the NFL or in the college, I missed 3 games. So I think I was like 9-4 or 9-3, something like that. And then in the NFL, I had a really good week in the NFL. I lost, I think, 2 games in the NFL. So if you rolled with me last week, it was a good week to take it because, man, I honestly here lately I've been on it. So
yeah,
I spit a lot of nonsense, but at the end of the day, I'm picking winners. So
all we do is win, 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 no matter what. Maryland taking on number 1 Oregon. Quack, quack. Oregon is 24.5 point favorite. Over under is 57.5.
Man, I hate this about when teams get ranked, like when they start ranking them number 1, number 2, the spreads become outrageous. 24.5 is a lot, but I think Oregon covers it. I think Oregon covers it, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
Maryland every year they usually have a team that can score quite a few points. So the only thing I worry about is them being able to hang around there in that 20-point range.
Yeah.
But I like Oregon to continue the win streak, and I think they dominate today. So give me Oregon minus 35, man.
I like it. The Ducks look really good, and they're looking stronger every week. And that's good for them. So it's gonna be interesting to see who is gonna stop Oregon, because if you look at it, I mean, their path to the Big Ten championship is pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's just who's going to face them in that Big Ten championship would be very, very interesting. And I think that's going to be their only roadblock to get to before the playoffs.
I mean, really, if you're looking at it, they got a handful of games left after this one, right? So they got Maryland today, then they play at Wisconsin, and then they play against Washington. Both teams are beatable. They shouldn't have no issue rolling through those. So I think they run the table this year. I think they come in as the number 1 ranked team undefeated.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know. Of course you're with me. You love the Oregon Ducks.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Love me some Ducks.
I know.
Hang on. Did the wrong picture again.
You going Mississippi, Tennessee in this game or what?
Yeah, Mississippi State taking on number 7 Tennessee. Tennessee is 23.5 point favorite. Over under 60.5.
Bro, I mean, clearly, it's an easy pick, but I'm staying away from this game. I'm staying away from it. I mean, you look at the records, you look at the point spread, everything clearly points to Tennessee, and they should probably roll.
A lot of points.
I look for them to not dominate the way people think that they're going to today. If I had to take my pick, I'm taking Mississippi State plus the 23.5 today.
You take the points, huh?
Taking the points on it, man, because look at that over. Look at the
Yeah.
over-under on it, 60.5. That means they
Yeah.
think both teams are going to score. They don't think Tennessee's just going to put up 60.
Right.
They're anticipating both teams scoring, and when that happens, yeah, Tennessee should win, but will it be by 24? I just should be, but I'm gonna take the points. Sometimes you got to take the points, man. It goes against it can go against everything you feel about either team, but you got to take the points sometimes. So give me Mississippi State, man.
Big game tonight on
Big game.
ESPN. Number 11 Alabama taking on number 14 LSU. Alabama's 2.5-point favorites. Over unders 58.5. This used to be the game of that everybody would talk about. Now both programs are kind of, not
Figuring it out.
necessarily in the back end of the SEC, but they're now with these teams that are coming up with with Texas and A&M is rolling, and all these new programs that are now LSU and Alabama are not the dominant force in the SEC anymore.
They're not the talk of the town right this minute.
Right. So, but it's still a good game. It's still a great rivalry. It's in LSU. It's in Baton Rouge. 2.5-point favorite for Alabama going into LSU. Who do you have?
I mean, look, this is almost always a 3-point game.
Yeah.
I mean, just flat out, it's almost always a 3-point last-second field goal type game. I think Alabama is the better team. I think. Going into LSU is what worries me. That
Right.
home vibe, that crowd's going to be rowdy. It's still a rival, regardless of record. Just,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be a hard-nosed football game. I like the under on this game, but I'm going to roll with Bama. I'm going to give Bama the benefit of the doubt, even though I think LSU is just as good, if not better. So the 2.5's got me because I think it comes down to 3, and I think if Bama wins, it's by 3 to 4 points. So roll Tide, roll.
Roll Tide, roll.
You like LSU, right? Big Joe Burrow
Man,
guy.
that crowd's going to go crazy. The crowd's going to go crazy tonight. Even though they're in the top 10, they're not 1 and 2 like they
normally are.
That crowd's still going to go crazy, man. 2.5-point favorites though, going on the road. That's telling you something right there.
They're supposed to be giving up. I mean, the other team's supposed to be giving up 3 basically.
Yeah.
So they've got it even skewed to where they think. I think Alabama is the favorite, clearly minus 2.5. But I think even Vegas knows Bama's probably going to squeak this win out. This could be a 1-point or a 2-point type victory.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a tough one to pick. This is one you probably just want to sit down and watch and not put money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next game we have Florida State taking on number 10 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 25.5-point favor. Over unders 42.5. I'm taking the Irish on this one. This Florida State team is a dumpster fire, bro.
It is.
They cannot win to save their lives.
No, they can't. And Notre Dame is better than we've given them credit for over the last few weeks. They really are.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. Even with that, 25.5-point deficit. I mean, still, it's a clear cut, right?
Yeah, they cover that. I mean, I think the money's going to pour in heavy on Notre Dame today. But God, dog, it's college football. You never know, man. It's so tough to pick. But I think if you were going to take a team today that has to cover by a large spread, this is the one. I mean, this is the one to take. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Give me Rudy.
All right. Nevada is taking on Boise State. Number 12, Boise State. Boise State's 24.5-point favor. Over under 60.5. Boise State still roll?
They should, man.
Man, how great would it be if somehow the Cowboys tank the rest of the year and they get a high draft pick? Would you go after Gentry over there at Boise State as your new running back?
Possibly. Knowing the Cowboys, they probably would take a running back early in the draft. I know that he's a great player, but
Yeah.
last time we went and did that, it didn't work out all that great.
Right.
Not big on taking running backs in the first round. But as far as this game goes, Boise is a really good team, bro, and they
Yeah.
can score some points. But I worry about this game. I worry about this game a lot.
You worry about Boise State in this one, huh?
I actually do. I think Nevada can score, man. I know they're 3-7.
Colin Kaepernick?
Colin Kaepernick can run and throw and protest. So he might be the team to take. Nah, I stay away from that
Take a
shit.
knee. Yeah, man. I think Boise State still rolls. Now, will they roll by 24.5?
A lot.
No, probably not. But they'll win. They'll win this one. Moving on, we got Virginia taking on number 22 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is minus 7.5 over under 57.5. You care about this game?
No, I don't. Not in the least bit. So give me Pitt. I don't know. Pitt struggled last week, man. I wasn't overly impressed.
Name me a former Pitt player. I already got one in mind.
Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Forgot about him. I was gonna say Dan Marino.
Yeah, that's probably one of the only other ones you could name from Pitt. I wanted to say Kyle Pitts just because he, his last name is Pitts, but I don't even think he played there. So
No, he didn't.
Give me Pittsburgh to roll, bro. 7.5. I don't even know. I honestly, this game, I didn't look at all into it. Even when I saw it as I was going through, I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah. Next game on the list, we got Washington taking on number 6 Penn State. Penn State coming off that loss last week against Ohio State, but they are still favored by 13.5. Over under 45.5. Redemption for Penn State in this game?
Should be, but they just don't score that many points, man. Like
I know.
they just do not score that many points, bro. It's so hard to take them. Well, shit. Now I'm looking at some of their wins. Yeah, they do score some points.
Yeah, but they look awful last week against Ohio State. And credit to Ohio State with that defense of theirs,
Yeah,
stopping them on 4 plays at the 3-yard line on. I mean, that's impressive, bro.
I think it was more of how good Ohio State was compared to how bad Penn State was. So
Yeah,
I think Penn State. I think they cover that today. I think they cover it today. Yeah, Washington's not the same team.
No, they're not. They're not.
So I kind of like Penn State actually a lot in this game. I think they. God, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm struggling with the last couple games, man. These are hard picks. Penn State needs to win much more than Washington does at this point. If they want to stay in that top 7, top 8 range, they got to, bro. So Penn State, give me Penn State, give me Saquon to roll today. Mm-hmm.
All right. We may have to look at this one really good. We love BYU. We don't bet against religion, but man, they are going against a good Utah team. Even though the record shows they're 4-4, BYU is only favored by 3.5. Over under is 40.5. And I don't know about you, but I feel like there may be weather conditions in this game.
You and this weather, come on, bro.
I'm telling you, man, snow has a factor. If it's snowing, maybe a factor. But
God.
Number 9, BYU. Does BYU continue on? Do we bet against religion in this one?
We do not.
We do not.
There's just some rules I'm not willing to break.
Nope.
BYU, bro. They cover this game easy.
3.5?
They easily cover this game.
Really?
That's probably my lock of the week, to be honest with you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, for multiple reasons. 1, they're 8-0. 2, you don't bet against religion. And 3, Utah, yeah, they're decent, but they're not on the same level as BYU. BYU continues their streak. Lock of the week.
Wow. Lock of the week.
Yep. I think it's easy money.
You think?
Watch them get rolled. Watch them get rolled, bro. Watch BYU get stomped into the ground today.
But we're not going to bet against religion. And finally, Utah State will be taking on number 20 Washington State. Washington State is favored by 20.5. Over under 69.5.
Yeah, give me Washington State to roll.
Yeah,
For real. Like,
yeah.
They should easily win this game by 30 points,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly. No, I'm going to take Washington State. Washington State.
There we go. And that is your
Easy
college football picks for the week. Should be
Easy
interesting.
money, bro.
Easy money. Easy money. is right.
Look, just anyone watching, legitimately thinking about taking the picks we're taking. If you put $100 on every one of those games, I guarantee you that you will win more than half. Therefore, make a profit on this. Every week, this is what I do. Every single week, I take $100 each one of these games, and if you do it, you're guaranteed to win 7 and lose 5. Okay, or 7 and lose 6. But no matter what, you're gonna make some money. I promise you.
Calm
No,
down,
I'm
Tony
telling you, my
Robbins.
records over the last like 6 months have not been in the negative at all.
Sound like Tony Robbins over there.
I'm telling you, man, if you
You
just
just
put your
invest.
mind, put your heart and your soul into it, you too can be successful. Right?
All right, let's get into the NFL now. Speaking of more money in your pocket. All right, let's talk about Thursday night football first. Man, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Bengals got screwed.
Oh God, here we go.
Bengals got screwed.
No,
You're
they-
telling me that at that 2-point conversion, there wasn't 2 fouls that were committed that never got called?
I didn't see nothing.
Oh, really? Because I saw a hold, number one, and I saw a face mask that almost took Joe Burrow's nose down.
Okay, you want to talk about calls? You want to talk about calls? How about the first drive of the game when Bengals are on the 2-yard line and they call a bullshit holding call in the end zone that gives them a fresh set of downs? They run it in on the next play. Should have
I
been
don't know what
fourth
you're talking
down.
about.
Shouldn't have even got a chance to go for it again, but they called a ticky-tack call and gave the Bengals a chance to jump out to an early 7-0 lead. There's bad calls in the entire game. You play through them.
I don't know
Don't
what
give the
you're talking about.
referees a chance to be a deciding factor. Blow the team out. Don't make it a close game.
I mean,
But yeah, there
you're
was some bad calls. They missed both those.
right.
They did.
I mean, it was obvious. It was obvious.
Yeah,
And
bad.
it was a damn good game though.
Yeah, that's one of the best Thursday night games I've seen since they started doing Thursday night football.
And it's quite embarrassing because we moved to one of the best games of the week to one of the
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
games this
Got
week.
Carolina
Poor,
and Giants.
poor Germany, man.
Yeah, they just can't catch
Poor-
a break.
Poor Germany. Munich, Germany. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 on the NFL Network. They get this
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
dog shit game.
First
You
off,
got the Giants-
nobody has ever said poor Germany in their entire life. Like, I don't even know what you're doing right this minute.
Well, I mean,
Eisenhausen.
you know, poor
This
Germany.
is not. This is unfair.
This is unfair to them. Why did they get this crap game? Couldn't they flex a better game?
Like, this is actually punishment for Germany. This is what they get.
This is what you get for all those years of Hitler abuse. This is your
This is your
punishment.
payback right here.
This is your payback right here.
You get
You get the
Daniel Jones
Giants.
and Bryce Young. Like, what a.
Mm,
Ugh.
mm.
I don't even
Both
want.
teams, both teams are 2-7. The over/under is 41.5. I don't even know who's favored in this one.
Giants
like
are.
the Giants. Okay.
No, Giants are favored. They're at -6.5 right now.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I don't think Carolina's going to score.
You
I
know?
don't
Yeah.
think they're going to even score.
Mm.
I mean, it sucks. Like, this isn't even fun. Like,
I
love
don't even
it.
want to. I don't even want to get up and watch this game.
That's what I was gonna say. I love the Sunday morning when it's in London or Germany or Mexico or wherever it's at, right? I
Nope,
love when they do the early game.
not this one.
No, this is bullshit. This gives me a reason to sleep in, man. Like, I wouldn't even make my kids watch this for punishment. Like, that's not terrible. And this
Hang on.
next one ain't any better, honestly.
I know. Hang on, I'm getting to it. Hang on. Another. What am I doing here? With
I
these
don't know,
fucking.
bro. I'm just
Here we go.
struggling with these pictures today.
I need to get an executive producer behind the scenes person. Here.
Yep.
All right. Here's another one.
It's
Play
the
the
biggest
drop.
piece of dog shit.
I'm telling you.
No, not necessarily. The Patriots will be taking on the Bears. Bears are 6.5 point favorite. Has that changed?
No, right now I'm looking at the Bears at -6,
Okay, and the over under still 39.5,
38.5.
38.5. It went down. Okay.
It's because it sucks. It's going to be terrible.
Because
It's the
Yeah.
biggest piece of dog shit.
Yeah.
They should both be playing. Both these games should be in Germany.
Bears. Yeah.
Terrible.
And have D-Day all over again.
Like, what is going on? Like, this is what they call shit week. This is where
Yeah.
they got all the sorry games. It's supposed to be rivalry type games this week, man. And
Mm.
this is terrible. I'm taking the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. I've given up on the Bears, bro.
Wow. Really?
I
You
don't
giving
know.
up on Caleb already?
Yeah, he's not it, bro. I'm back.
Mm.
I'm back where I was before the season started. This Bears team won games because of their defense. It's got nothing to do with
Yeah.
that offense. That offense is terrible. It really is.
Mm.
But give me the Pats. Give me the Pats, bro. I don't even care about this game or the Giants game. I don't. I'm staying away from both of them. But if I have to take a pick in both, give me the Giants to cover that spread somehow, and give me the Patriots to not
Somehow,
lose
some way.
this sorry Bears team. Yeah, give me the Patriots. The games, I'm grossed out right this, man. I don't even like talking about these games.
I know. They're
Some
so gross.
degenerate gambler shit right here, bro. When you start taking these games,
I mean, you're right. I mean, this is a degenerate gambler's dream because no one's going to be betting on these games except for the degenerate gambler.
yeah, unless you're just like a diehard Bears fan or a Carolina Panther fan, which I wouldn't tell anybody I was a Carolina Panther fan if I was. So just sorry, but these games suck. Let's get to the real games.
All right, I'm getting there. Hang on. I love when he gets salty.
Well, it sucks, man. It's like it's a terrible start to a Sunday morning. I'd rather watch Joel Osteen than one of these games.
Oh hell. Bills taking on the Colts. Bills are going to be 4.5 point favorites. 47 over under. Bills.
Yeah, because this seems low. Why is it only 4.5? That seems low.
Yeah, that does seem low.
Are they
Hmm.
giving Flacco that kind of credit that they
I
think
mean-
he can keep him in this game?
I mean, maybe Flacco, man.
You know, the one
Shane
thing the Bills do struggle against the run.
They do.
You know, Colts could
Jonathan
manage the
Taylor
clock.
Thomas.
Yeah, Colts could manage. You know, they could manage that clock and potentially, you know, jump out to an early lead and put the Bills in a hole. But I just don't see it. I like the Bills to continue pace to go on and be one of the top teams in the AFC this year. So give me the Bills, even though they make bonehead plays all the time. Give me Josh Allen winging it Brett Favre style.
All right. Next game on the slate. Vikings taking on the Jaguars. Ugh.
What is going on with these, man? Like,
It's
What
the
a
biggest piece of dog shit.
like the Jaguars are such a disappointment this season, bro. They remind me of the Cowboys a little bit. Like all the talent in the world, they just can't win.
Mm-mm.
They just can't win. And I'm going to say it. I'm on record saying it years ago.
Mhm.
To me, Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
Yeah.
I believe that firmly. I said it when he came into the league. I said it then. I kind of jumped off that for a little while because he looked good going to the, you know, making the playoffs in the AFC. But I just don't think he's it, man.
Yeah.
And Doug Peterson, you know how I feel about Doug Peterson. I'm not a huge fan of Doug Peterson either. But the Vikings should win this game with ease. But here the last few weeks, the Jags have kept games close, so it's a little sketchy. But Minnesota should dominate this game.
Should.
Plus, it's not in London, so
Yeah, that's true. Broncos will be taking on the Chiefs. Chiefs are 9.5 point favorite. Is that going up or down?
I'm still seeing it at Chiefs -7.5 now.
Oh, so it did go down. Okay.
Money's
Over under
coming in on Denver.
42.
I said money is coming in on Denver right now.
Yeah.
Because
This should be a good game.
the Chiefs are a really good team, but you know, at the same time, they don't usually win by double digits anymore. That's not their thing. They
Yeah.
grind games out and they win by field goals. They win by 6. And you know, I could see this. I don't want to say it's an upset alert, but it is kind of an upset alert. Denver just got rolled last week, rolled bad by Baltimore. I
Yeah.
find it hard to believe that they come out and let that happen again 2 weeks in a row. I think they hang around in this game, potentially jump out to a lead against this Chiefs team. Kansas City finds a way to win, but I'm taking Denver plus those 7.5.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know it. I'm a diehard Chiefs fan, and I think they win,
Mm.
but I just
The
think
Chiefs
Denver hangs
fan.
around. Bo Nix.
I mean, quack, quack.
He finds ways to get in the end zone, bro. Like, I'll give him credit for that. He's
Quack,
ran for
quack.
quite a few. He's run for quite a few this year, and he's played better than I thought he would. But I don't trust Coach. You know what I mean? I just don't. Sean Payton's not my guy, bro. I don't trust him.
Sean Payton, huh? You just
Not a big fan, bro.
not a big fan.
Not at all. But this is a rival game, so I think Denver hangs around in this game, but loses ultimately, but not by. If it's at 9.5, I'll take it all day. 7.5,
Yeah. Yeah.
play this bullshit rivalry game coming up too, bro. It's not.
What is going on? There we go.
What are we doing?
I'm doing this. Falcons will be taking on the Saints. Falcons. Wow. Is that 3.5 point favorite? I forgot to put a period in there.
Hold on. Let me bring this little stinker over here.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hang on. We're going live.
Dicks, honey. Hello.
Well, hello.
Who's that? Oh my goodness. Say, we used to like the Cowboys. Now we're Raven fans. Yeah.
Oh, Ravens. That was Chiefs, brother.
I'm back on the Ravens.
Chiefs, bro. Yeah, there you go.
Let's go Chiefs. Yeah. She's so happy.
She just went duty in her diaper. I bet she's happy.
My good girl. All right. That's your 5 seconds of fame, honey.
There she goes.
There she goes.
There she goes.
She did go duty. You're right. Sorry. I have to show her off, man, because you're looking at the next Hope Solo right there, bro.
Whoa.
Not that. Not just the soccer skills itself.
Oh,
not the other
okay.
stuff.
All right. Let's get back to this one. Falcons, 3.5 point favorites taking on the Saints. The Saints are turning into the Aints, man.
Do you have
And
this?
it's starting to look like Derek Carr may not be who we all thought he was. And then they fired Dennis Allen over last week. So what are the Saints doing?
Atlanta wins this game easy. I like your point spread. I like your point spread you have up here on there. It says Falcons minus 35. If that's the case, give me the Saints plus the 35.
It's 3.5. I forgot to put a period.
Hey, both these teams, are kind of
Leave me
unpredictable.
alone.
The Falcons are the better team, clearly, but you know what, dude? No, fuck it. I'm doing it. I want the Saints plus the 3.5 this game. I'm taking the Saints.
You're taking the Saints plus the 35?
Nope, not even at 35. I'm taking them at plus 3.5.
All right.
Look, it's a rival game, dude. They play each other tough every time. I don't care what the record shows. Give me the Saints.
Okay. 49ers will be taking on the Buccaneers. It is been revealed that you can finally start Christian McCaffrey on your fantasy league because he's back.
Yep, he's in my lineup. He bumped me up 19 points already.
Wow. Yeah,
Well,
he'll get hurt in 2 plays.
Don't even say that. Such a hater.
I'm not. He's such a great talent, man, and I wish he'd just be healthy.
He will be.
Well, he's done the same thing in Carolina.
Yeah, but when he's healthy, man.
Yeah, you're right. When he's healthy.
He's one of the best receiving backs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Elusive in the backfield. Speed. I mean, he's got everything, dude.
Is it going to be a difference against this Buccaneers team? Because this is a Buccaneers team. Let's be honest. This is a Buccaneers team that needs a win.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to tell you, get the clicker ready because I'm going lock of the week / upset of the week. That's not exactly the clicker I was talking about. That's not the drop I was looking for, but it is appropriate for the setting. So, yeah, man, I need this win.
Mm-hmm.
I like Tampa Bay to outright beat the 49ers this week.
Acknowledge me.
There you go.
I think Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay's a good team, dude.
Yeah.
I know the record is not showing it because the last couple weeks, but like you said, you nailed it. They need this win way worse than not. Actually, both these teams need the win, but Buccaneers got to turn this thing around right now, man. They can win. They can still. It's not Taco
that's not
Bell sound.
That's not it.
No,
I'm looking for the lock of the week.
just know it. You don't have to play the drop. Just let it go. Just Buccaneers win this game.
All right.
Nothing.
Nothing. I can't find it.
Oh, Jesus. This production value today.
No, that's Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles.
Oh, bro. I thought you were going to say Aaron Hernandez.
No, that's not it. Nope. That ain't it.
I could just play the rest of them while you're on here. Might as well.
He needs some milk.
Yeah.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your wrestling drop.
Yeah.
I'm a drunk pimp.
There we go.
Is that Dr. Phil?
I'm a drunk pimp.
Okay. Tampa Bay.
All right. There it is. Tampa Bay. Yeah, I think you're right because and honestly, 49ers could afford to lose a game, especially in that division.
I don't know. Arizona. Arizona.
Yeah,
6-2,
Arizona,
bro.
that little guy is really
Oh, they're 5-4. They're 5-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could lose this game and be okay. You're right. They could.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We got the Steelers taking on the Commanders. This is going to be a really good game. This is actually a good game.
It is.
Commanders are favored by 2.5. Over under 44.5 on CBS at noon. Who do you have in this one?
I got the Steelers coming off the bye, bro.
Mm.
I mean, everybody wants
I-
Commanders, though.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking at it too. Like the Steelers have a really good shot at winning this game.
Quarterback play.
Yeah. Well,
It does,
Steeler
man.
Nation.
That's right.
That's right.
But Pittsburgh's defense, I think, will give Washington some problems this week.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that they're going to bottle up their quarterback, man. I think they're going to make him make some bad throws this game. You're going to see that the quarterback's human. I can't think of his name right now for some reason. I don't, whatever his name is.
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah. I just don't, I don't know. I think Pittsburgh defense is that good, man. They always are. And
Yeah.
I think you give Tomlin an extra week to put something together, they'll be ready for this game. So I like Pittsburgh in that one.
I do too. Moving on, we got the Titans taking on the Chargers. Chargers are 7.5 point favorite, or is that where we still stand?
I'm seeing it at 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah. And the over under is only 38. What the? That just tells you that the Titans are just garbage.
This is probably one of the harder games to pick, man.
What?
I know it seems obvious that the Chargers are the easy pick in this game. I get it, but I watched a lot of these Chargers games this season. Other than last week, I don't think they've had games where they've scored more than 21 points.
Hey, muscly arm.
They kick field goals the entire freaking game, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards the Titans, man.
Get your fat ass back here.
I'm sorry. I'm leaning towards the Titans in this game, CC. I think that I think they can hang around in it,
You're
man.
starting to piss me off, you little piglet son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry, Justin.
God, why do you do Herbert like that, man?
I want Herbert to play well. I'm actually starting him this week in fantasy. So I'm going against all my own, interests right this minute. My gut at this moment is telling me Tennessee will hang around in this game, dude. You got to go with your gut sometimes. Logic, sometimes you throw it out the window.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Tennessee.
All right, next game here. We got Ayahuasca versus EA Sports. The Jets taking on the Cardinals. 1.5 point favorite of the Cardinals. 46 over under. Who do we have in this one?
Jets.
Really?
Jets. Yep.
Yeah. You on that ayahuasca trip, huh?
It's not that. It's just the thing about I end up taking the Jets every week, thinking this is the week, man. This is where they're going to click. They're going to get turned around. Blah 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 blah. They don't ever do it though. Arizona has looked pretty good this season, but I think Jets win this game. I don't know why. I can't give a really good logical reason why. I just think the Jets win this game.
All right.
That's the logic behind it.
That's great logic. Great points.
This next
That's
bullshit.
why when we make it on the big network, those points right there are gonna get us through.
It's like, yeah, I like the Jets because I do.
Yeah. Well, that takes Jesus
That's
Christ.
oh man, I don't recap that game.
Yeah.
I don't.
Let's do this one. Here we
I
go.
don't even want to talk about this team, bro. Like, my heart hurts for this season, man. This Cooper is turn that shit off, bro.
What happened?
I hate it. Like, it makes me sick right this minute, bro. Like, I think they're going to be better now with Cooper Rush. I know everyone says they're like, oh, that's so stupid, bro. Dak's so good. That's why he gets paid all that money.
That's him throwing that ball when his cap just tore up.
No, bro.
Hmm.
Eagles
Pretty cool.
roll. Eagles roll this Cowboy team this week.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
This is the first season where we've made picks where I have consistently 3 weeks in a row bet against my favorite team, my old favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do it again this week. I think, though. It's so hard to do it, man.
I know.
It's
done. Do they tank the rest of the year, or they just say Cooper, or do they just say Cooper, go on your fucking contract?
Dude, every single smart person out there will tell you it's time to wrap this season up and let's tank it and let's go get a top pick. And what are we going to do? We're going to scrounge and win 8 games. That's what we're going to do. No. I don't want to pick top 5. I'd rather pick around 20, 25.
Well, that means we're the number 24 pick team. That means we're the 24th best team in the NFL.
Yeah, that's
what?
True.
Remember he
the
said
logic,
that last year.
You can't argue it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I hope they get beat the fuck down this week.
It's a good possibility.
I think they do. I think the Eagles just dominate. I think Saquon has 200 yards against this defense this week.
Yeah.
All purpose.
And so we're both taking the Eagles on this one.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Sunday Night Football. We got the Lions taking on the Texans. This should be a really good game.
Hell yeah.
Lions 3.5-point favorites. Is that where we stand still?
Yeah, it's still sitting there right now at 3.5 Lions.
Okay. 48.5 over under. Of course, Sunday Night Football on NBC.
What a great Sunday night game. Yeah,
it is. It really is. But, you look at it on paper, like at the beginning of the season, you're thinking, okay, potential's there. But it's turned out to be a really good game. I like the Lions to continue. I think the Lions are on a roll, man. I love the Texans. Don't get me wrong. But, man, this Lions team, they're on a mission, bro. They are on a mission.
They're the front runner for the NFC this year. By far. The Lions are the best team in the NFC right this minute.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think honestly, I think the Lions continue that this week. The thing about the Lions that I really like is that they're well coached, dude. You can tell when a team has bought into the philosophy of the coach. And this team is all in. You want to talk about being all in? This team is all in.
Yeah.
So I like the Lions, man. I think the Texans are a good team too, but I think they've actually taken a couple steps back this year prior to how they played last season. So I just think the Lions are the better team. I'm going to take the Lions to cover this spread, and actually I think they win by a lot in this game.
I do too. And Monday Night Football, we got the Dolphins taking on the Rams. Rams are 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 50.5. Tua or Stafford?
Here's the thing, dude. I'm saying it, and I want it to be said right now while they're setting it 4-4. I think the Rams end up winning that division. I do. I think the Rams are getting healthy now. I think they've got the best receivers, like as a core unit in the league. I think they got a quarterback that can still hum it. They got a running back that can dominate, and they got a defense that plays pretty well. I think the Rams win that division, and they're the front runner to me in that division. So
Kiss your mother with that mouth.
I like the Rams to win this game, and I like the Rams to go on and win a bunch more of them too. Again, well coached. Say what you want.
All right. So you like the Rams in this one, huh?
I do. I like the Rams to win. I think they're the better team.
All right. Well, there you go.
Watch
There's
it.
your NFL picks. There is your NFL picks.
Well,
Pretty interesting, honestly, I think. But if you want to make some money in your pocket, that's the way to go, right?
it's facts, bro.
It is facts.
I'm not.
All right,
I'm
let's
not
talk about the Mavs now. Ah, man. Last night was not a good night if you're a Mavs fan. They end up losing to the Phoenix Suns 114-113. Suns move on to 8-1. Great start for them this season. Mavs moved to 6-4. Mavs next game is going to be Tuesday at Golden State, 9 p.m. on TNT. The return of play to Golden State. How you feeling on this Mavs team now? I know it's still way early, and they're about to do this stupid in-season tournament. It's such a waste, but whatever.
Nobody cares about that.
No one cares about it. How you feeling?
I mean, I'm still digging what they're doing right this minute. 6-4 is not a bad record to start with your first 10 games.
And you were this close against a really good Suns team who's starting at 7 wins in a row now.
Yeah.
Come on.
They can contend with anybody in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing right this minute. And the more that they play together as a unit, they're going to start clicking. They're going to be a tough team, and they're going to be a team that a lot of teams don't want to run up against in the playoffs. Early in the season, a lot of things can happen. Injuries happen, so it's premature to say anything further than they look really good right now.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit it.
Oh, God.
I'm telling you.
Ugh.
I made America great again. Donald Trump wins the election by a landslide. He will be the 47th president of the United States.
Wow.
The win caps a historical campaign that included 2 assassination attempts. Trump is the first person, I didn't know this, but Trump is the first person since Grover Cleveland to win non-consecutive presidential terms.
Yep.
Gotta give it to him. It is a extraordinary comeback for sure. Considering everything he's been through, what everybody has said about him, the fact that not only did he win, he pretty much destroyed Kamala. That says a lot, man.
Does it? Yeah, it does. It does say a lot. You're right. It definitely says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the transition goes, so to speak. President Biden came out and said that it's going to be a smooth transition, to one president to another. So we'll see when January comes. Next news. Jason Kelce bashes a college football fan's phone after he called his brother Travis a homophobic slur. You saw this video, right?
I did.
Yeah.
He got provoked. He got provoked.
He did get provoked.
But it doesn't. It doesn't mean that you can just say whatever, dude. This is the society we live in now.
Yeah, in a now viral footage shared on X on Saturday, the retired Philadelphia Eagles star who was outside of Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania for the Penn State-Ohio State game could be seen walking while football fans surrounded him. As the person filming the footage raised a fist to Jason and called out his name for a fist bump, another man nearby yelled the homophobic slur in the retired Eagles star's direction. Quote, "Hey, Kelce, how does it feel your brother's dating Taylor Swift?" the man asked, using the slur to refer to Travis dating Swift.
Valid
Seconds later, Jason turned around, grabbed the man's phone out of his hand, and smashed it to the ground. To which he looked at him and said, "Who's the F now?"
It's a bad look, bro. They just got that
Is
big
it
ass
though?
contract. They did. It is, man. You say what you
Like
want.
you said, he was provoked.
Yeah, he was provoked, but it shouldn't mean that the first thing that pops into your head is to say a homophobic slur. Because the fact that the first thing you think in your mind is that what's the best way that I can be rude as shit to this person, and the first thing that pops in your head is saying a derogatory term like that. Like it'd be like if I was having an argument with a white guy and I got so provoked that I called him the N word, that would look really bad on me. It'd be like, hey man, so clearly this guy, he doesn't have a problem saying the N word. He must not think very highly of that race of people when that's the first
Right,
thing
brother.
you go to slam somebody. Like,
Let me tell you something, brother.
yeah, exactly. Like there's no excuse for it, man. Look, if this happened in 1995, there would be no story about it. Okay.
I'm just kind of shocked that the kid didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, he showed great restraint. If all he did was
did.
call him a homophobic slur, and then the kid got off lucky in this case.
Yeah. Go with your smash phone and go get it replaced. You're lucky to be standing.
I think really the bigger issue with this is that, man, people are just looking for that shock value, and they'll
Oh, yeah.
provoke you and push you and prod you to the point, because the country that we live in now, man, it's fucked when it comes to these things. People love that kind of attention.
Oh,
If you can get beat up and become a celebrity. You know what I mean?
speaking of,
Fuck the Mayweathers.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor is in court. Sexual assault civil trial is underway. Doctors, victims are going to be testifying against the former UFC star. This is stemming back from an alleged 2018 sexual assault, and both were present in the courtroom, according to various news outlet, including the Irish Times. So this is in Ireland. I don't know, man.
He just seems way too calm of a person to allow something like this to ever happen,
Fuck the Mayweathers.
I have a hard time believing that he would attack anybody.
I mean, look at that picture. That does not look like a man
No.
that would assault anybody.
It looks like a man that if he had an argument with you, I feel like he'd sit down and really tell you his side of the story.
Yeah. Have a nice drink with you and explain his side
Hey,
in a very calm demeanor.
here's what he's got to do, though. When he ends up going to court and he's found guilty by a jury of his peers, you just have to tell everybody that it's fake news.
Fuck the Mayweathers.
Just tell them it's because, well, the trial was ran in a state where they don't really like me in that state. So, they probably were biased, and they probably didn't, they cheated. They I didn't do anything. That's all you got to do, man. Just the facts are in front of your face, and the truth is clear as obvious as ever. Just say the exact opposite, and you'll be good.
Yeah. So the victim here is filed a civil lawsuit in 2021 after she claimed the UFC star and another man, James Lawrence, had sex with her against her will in December of 2018 while she was intoxicated in a hotel room. Judge Alexander Owens notified the 12 jurors, which were 4 men and 8 women, that the trial is expected to last 2 weeks. So,
you know what?
Let's see.
I wish we lived in a society where we not only just immediately take the word of the woman, but we also don't immediately take the word of the man. I just wish we could let things play out in an actual system and then come to a conclusion. And then if you want to critique somebody on what happened, go for it. But don't make prejudgments, because you never know. You could end up in a situation like that too, man. You never know. Not you personally, but people in general.
The big news last week. The TikTok squirrel that everybody fell in love with, Peanut the squirrel, was euthanized after being seized from his home. On October 30th, the DEC seized a raccoon, Fred the raccoon, by the way, and Peanut the squirrel, sharing a residence with humans, creating the potential for human exposure to rabies. In addition, a person involved with the investigation was bitten by the squirrel. To test for rabies, both animals were euthanized.
Here's the problem: they were here illegally. I didn't have a choice. I mean, look, they're getting rabies.
Peanut amassed tens of thousands of followers on Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms.
Wait. How the fuck does a squirrel have more views than we do?
Listen, when you put a cowboy hat, I mean, look how cute that squirrel is. I mean, he's doing tricks. He's got a cowboy hat on. I mean,
he is a pretty cool looking.
During the 7 years since Longo, who's his human, that's her last name. They run an animal sanctuary. Said he took him in after seeing his mother get hit by a car in New York City. So they brought Peanut in to their animal sanctuary when he was a young squirrel. Raised him and did all sorts of stuff. So Lungo and his wife Daniela opened Peanut's Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary in April of 2023. It now houses about 300 animals, including horses, goats, and alpacas. He said he was in the process of filing paperwork to get Peanut certified as an educational animal when he was seized. So rest in peace, Peanut the squirrel, and let's not forget about Fred the raccoon. This is a this is a situation where it's is it wrong to just bust in a house because someone's saying there's animals living there that don't have the proper paperwork, so to speak?
I'm telling you, it sounds eerily similar to what we're about to start seeing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need to see your paperwork, otherwise I'm gonna euthanize you. Yeah, dude, it's kind of fucked up, man. This squirrel has brought more joy than harm.
The squirrel did nothing.
All I know is that this is the kind of hardcore news reporting that this country needs.
Exactly. Well, it's sadder. Ben Herbstreit.
Oh, bro.
Yep. Ben Herbstreit tragically passes away on Thursday at the age of 10. If people don't know who Ben Herbstreit is, he is the dog of ESPN College Game Day analyst Kirk Herbstreit. He had his dog travel with him for the last 8 years. Herbstreit shared on X that Ben has died after a fight with cancer. On Monday, Herbstreit shared that Ben's condition had gotten worse, and he couldn't use his back legs after a second chemo injection. He wrote, "This is really hard to write, but so many of you have loved and cared about Ben that I wanted to let you know. We found out today that cancer has spread throughout Ben's organs, and there was nothing left we could have done but to let him go. I've had dogs my whole life, but Ben was one-on-one," Herbstreit wrote in his post. So Ben Herbstreit, the famous golden retriever that everybody seen on College Game Day and college football, passes away at the age of 10. So,
I got no jokes, nothing but my sincere condolences to.
Yeah, Ben was a very popular dog. Yeah,
I love dogs more than I do people. Yeah. So. Yeah. I feel terrible for him. I worry about the day that my dog has to be put down or passes away. It's
the worst feeling in the world is being by your dog's side.
Yeah.
When you have to let them go. I experienced that with my dog Bud, and it's the hardest thing I ever had to go through, man. Dude, absolutely the hardest thing I had to go through.
I agree so much because I watch the way that my kids are with this dog that I say I rescued a dog and brought him home. And this dog, we were just talking about it last night, man, about what a huge part of this family he is. The way that my daughter, I can tickle and make her laugh and stuff. This dog with my daughter gets her rolling, bro. Like I'm talking about, he can just stand in front of her and she just cracks up. And I hate to think that they're not gonna get to spend their entire life growing up together, but they're gonna be best friends. And like I said, I feel terrible for Kirk, man. That sucks, dude. So
It does. It does.
hard life.
Yeah, they did a nice tribute for Ben. If anybody caught game day today, and Kurt choked up pretty bad, but yeah. So rest in peace, Ben Herbstreit. Great dog. Moving on. Next week we got the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, and I have the line here.
That's crazy.
I know, right? As you can see, the most anticipated boxing match between the legendary Mike Tyson and YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul is now official for Friday, November 15th at AT&T Stadium on Netflix as well. As we all know, the bout was first scheduled for July 20th, but was postponed after Tyson, who had a scare on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles on May 26th and needed to receive medical attention, was advised to rest and not return to training for a few weeks. During a follow-up on Thursday with medical professionals on his recent ulcer flare-up, the recommendation is for Tyson to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks and then return to full training with no limitations. Yeah, as you can see, Jake Paul is minus 280. The over-under on rounds is 5.5.
Look, I would say the game plan for Jake Paul is survive round one.
Yeah.
He survived that first round. He is solely believing that Tyson will wear himself out and the age will be a huge factor. Has to be what it is.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a knockout. He ain't going to knock Tyson out. He may win on points. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I grew up watching Mike Tyson.
Yeah, we all did.
What
Yeah.
the man is capable of doing. His
He's
first
great.
fight
He's a
knows
madman.
what he's capable of doing. I mean, like he's got. I think he's going to beat the fucking brakes off of Jake Paul. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. You know, like I haven't kept up with this part of the sports world. Like sports world.
Now here's a theory. Okay. And let's say somehow Jake Paul does do the unthinkable and knocks out Tyson. Does he get the respect, or does it go to the other side, which a lot of people are saying fucking boxing's rigged, man?
It could be.
Which one would you lean forward to if Paul knocks out Tyson next week?
If he knocks him out, I will give him 100% credit for it. But I don't see that happening for starters. But if it goes the distance and he wins on points, I would think that it might be kind of skewed in his favor a little bit.
Right.
You know, I don't want to say rigged. I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it.
All right. Last segment of the show. Here we go. It's now time for CC's Wild Ass Videos. Sit back and CC takes you on a wild ride of some of the craziest videos of the week. Take it away, CC. All right. Let me get, there we go.
You love this segment.
I do, man. CC's Wild Ass Videos. Here we go. Let's see. Where are we going to start here? Oh, yeah. I found a nice book for you to read to your daughter.
All right.
Here we go. Yeah.
There's no way this is real. D's Big Nuts by Mark Thunder. D was a squirrel who had big nuts. His nutsack was so big that it would drag on the ground everywhere he went. D had a friend named Sarah who loved nuts. Sarah would go around trying to put everyone's nuts in her mouth. Sarah loved how big D's nuts were. His nuts were her favorite. They were the biggest nuts she had ever seen. She would play with his nuts all day and sometimes even at night. Sometimes her mom would join. They would take turns.
This has no way. No way.
What?
There's no way this is like a children's book, bro.
That's a great story. Little CC, my kiddo, tried out the basketball.
Too much NBA 2K, bro. Just,
Well,
just
there we go.
that was close.
Yeah, that was very close. You gotta love drunk fans at NFL games. Gotta love them.
Brady?
Shut your fucking mouth.
There we go.
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. I fell over, huh?
First off, look at that. Look, that jersey is a little bit too tight on him.
What was the guy that used to play for the Baltimore Ravens?
Tony Saragusa.
Tom Saragusa. There he
No,
is.
Tony Saragusa.
Oh, Tony
Yeah.
Saragusa. Right there.
Mhm.
Now
And we should have known Trump was going to win the presidency when we saw this.
dead giveaway.
The Amish know, man.
The Amish love me. They've always loved me. I turn butter with them. Turning butter.
Turning better, I'm telling you. It's tremendous.
I love butter. It's so good. It's not margarine. It's butter.
This has to be the worst slam dunk competition or slam dunk ever in a competition. Here we go.
Bro.
First off, poor guy in the wheelchair.
Poor Greg Abbott.
Who told who paid him to do this? Like,
It looks like they gave a blind guy a basketball and told him to jump over Greg Abbott.
I gotta see Greg Abbott again.
I'm fighting for Texans all across the country.
Son of a bitch doesn't even stand for
It
that.
stands for nothing.
Stands for nothing. This has to be the greatest Halloween costume this year. Has to be, hands down. Wait.
That's pretty good.
Bravo to
Pretty
that
good,
guy.
man. You, sir, are
That was a great costume. A
That's
great
amazing.
costume.
I love it.
This is funny because I think this girl finally figured it out.
No comment.
No comments. Ladies out there, if you're watching, thank her later. This trophy is these trophies are getting
Wow.
Which we'll just take home with us today.
You all at home can think what you will about that trophy.
I guess you could say if you get the trophy, you're the wiener.
There you go. That was great, you guys. That's very impressive.
You said you could remove the trophy to be in my ear, but I don't want to touch it. Yeah. Where do you put it? Do you mount it? I don't know what you do.
Please don't say that.
Mount it.
Wow.
Do you mount it? Come on,
Wow.
bro. What a play on words.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a
Yep.
participation trophy, too.
Now this was me, and I don't know about you as well. When we were kids and we would sleep with the TV on. This is us.
I'm all alone. Pick up the phone, I've got to come.
Don't be lonely. Talk live to your special lady tonight. International long distance rate supply as low as 50 cents.
That definitely was us growing up, sleeping with the TV on.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. And watch this guy's face when he realizes.
I mean, I was transitioning. We were in a really bad part of the hood. Because when you are somebody like me who transitions like in their 20s, you're thrown into womanhood and you have to learn how to deal with all these crazy guys that are after you because you're like, you know, fresh meat. Like you're born a dude or whatever.
Bro.
Yeah. There it is.
Terrible.
Mm. All right. Well, that's gonna do the show today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good, man.
Call it.
We're gonna call it a day. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. You know, a lot of craziness has happened this past week, but we always got to remind ourselves to don't let anything affect us. Just keep doing what you're doing. Be you. That's all I'm saying. If you want to be you, and if you'd like to donate to the show, don't forget our Cash App down there. The Sports Bras. We greatly appreciate it. So with that said, Keith, you got anything else before we head out, my friend?
Georgia Tech's winning 14-10 against Miami.
Ooh.
And Texas is beating the brakes off of Florida, 42-0.
Figure that would be happening.
So,
yeah. All right, my friend. Well, with that said, send us on home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Sports Bras.
Never ever forget, guys, you can't run, but you can't hide unless you're the Amish people voting for Trump.
Love butter.
They love me. Turning the butter.
Turning butter. YMCA.
We're going to make butter great again.
I'm telling you, it really fell off under the last administration, but butter, we're going to build it back. It's going to make it a great butter again. Yep.
We'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody.